Well, we're loaded up again for another small road trip. This time we are going 375 miles out to Washington for a little car rally. I figured if we're going to go in style, we might as well go in style. So we're just getting loaded up. We'll be hitting the road here in a few. Our flags are still flying. They're not doing as well as they used to. Look, cows! Rogers Pass. It's a nice, narrow, tight hill. If we didn't have a trucker from Canada doing 30, he would be doing just fine. Oh, is he going to pull over? He's got his turn signal over. Oh, what a nice man. Nope, he's not. He's got his flashers off. I think his one flasher died. A bunch of beetle kill on this mountain a few years ago. Just devastated all the pine trees. Now he's got me spinning the motor so hard, my temp gauge is pegging up. I don't have enough airflow through my radiator because he's blocking my airflow. But we're to the top of the grade. There's Rogers Pass here. Coast for a while. 5,610 feet. Now we gotta go slow to let the motor cool down. Better get some air through that radiator. I don't like the way that sky's looking. Old town of Lincoln. The cherry guy. don't hit twice, but we just had a big old lightning strike. See if we can hit another one. We got a camper and still afraid to pass. Downpour. Look at those wipers go. First fuel stop. Oh, she got dirty. We got into a monsoon rain. Got all muddy. We had to take the flags off. Kind of lost our flags, but we have more. Look at all the sleeping trucks. We're at the $50,000 silver casino. Well, keep hitting the road. I do see a very big bummer I'm very sad about. My M is peeled off. Aw. Must want to save it somehow. Ah, how did you stick? Stay. Wow. Cool. Rest of your all stickers staying on stickers. Without pass. Leaving Montana. Bye bye Montana. So good old Montana to Idaho. 75 up the hill. 55 to go down the hill. Welcome to Idaho, where you have to ride your brakes to go down the hill. Jackasses. Pull over, put on some new flags, and make our presentation through Spokane.
Here we go.
Phil, he might stop in. Sounds like a diesel car.
It is his. It's his white truck pulling the USA car. Yeah, there we go.
Yes! Oh my gosh! Yes!
Yeah!
That's awesome.
USA! 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 USA!
That's kind of
USA!
USA! Yes, Mama.
That is awesome.
No, we should go like this and do a. We should do a wave.
Well, happy 4th of July. Today is the wonderful 4th. Hope everyone's celebrating the best way possible. But that is not the main reason we came down here with 4th of July. The main reason we came down here is we are down here for this Run to the Sun Poker Run and Cruise. It is actually being sponsored and put on by Tim Lane at State Farm. If you have a collector car, or if you're even a nice house, things that way, and you understand the value of these cars, this guy's way into collector cars, and he understands what it takes to insure them and the small things on damages and things that way and how to take care of that. So if you're in need or want to check out better rates, give that guy a call. They made a really awesome packet here for this. The whole layout is basically early in the morning, like 8 in the morning. We're starting at a park. Don't remember the name of the park. It's in the back in here. And from there, we leave out. There's multiple checkpoints throughout the entire venue. It's like a 150-mile run. We're hoping for a lot of cars, but tomorrow, right now, they're calling for some weather. So hopefully it doesn't deter or chase off people, but we'll see what that ends up being. The packet basically lays out real nicely where multiple pages on things where we're starting at the park, and if we're going to be making a turn, it's clearly labeled, and you know, make your turn there, keep everything going and things that direction. If you're cruising with your significant other, wife, and things that direction, and whoever's not driving can go through this, there's no way you're going to be lost if you're just reading the map. You won't need to have GPS or anything that way. We're going to be cruising all around Newman Lake. These are some nice little windies that come all the way up and around it. And then also over here by Hauser Lake. It then basically circles out and around, like I said, with multiple stops. And with the multiple stops, there is a poker run. And so at each stop, you can get your cards checked. And then at the end, there's a drawing and prizes for the high poker runs. At the last location, there's also a live band and a big barbecue going. So I think for a couple bucks, you can get a nice meal. Or if you paid to be in the run, I believe the tickets and everything for the run include a full meal at the end, and then wait for prizes and stuff that way. So let's cross our fingers for some great weather and a wonderful time tomorrow. Let's see how this goes. I did bring 2 different cameras with me and also my drone. I'm hoping to get a lot of footage with stuff, but I'm kind of an idiot when it comes to some of that stuff. So hopefully I get some good footage. And let's see how this all turns out. Well, it's a little sprinkle out, but we're getting ready for the car cruise. We got some cars starting to roll in. Hopefully everyone's wiper blades are working. Speaking of wiper blades, I seem to be missing those. Starting to fill up. Holy! That's awesome. Just get one rare cat is his license plate. Do you see his plate? Yeah. Oh, that one's a grr. Starting to stack them. Just stack in. It's going to be a shit show. As far as the eye can see. This is our first stop of the day. Our guy's little private house shop. He has a little event going on here, so we'll all be here for a little while. And they're still pulling in. Still have a small drizzle happening.
Do we need to bring something with us? I don't have one of those.
Funnel up.
I keep telling people. And I tell
And they just keep coming. I love the little lifts. Nice little project. Puts the hot rod up on the lift. I wish I had wiper blades in this glorified race car. It's actually a beautiful view. We've got a lake right over here to the right, but not a lot to see. Got some cool customs in behind us, but not at the moment. They were a little slower than I am around the corners. Fun little switchbacks. Oh, the Camaro with the sparkly lights. I wonder if the cat picks up in the camera. I like those old Corvettes. I can't drive them, no. I don't fit. That's pretty. Version 1 of Bumblebee. Here comes the second pack. Here they come to save the day. There we go. From that Mustang? Nothing like the Dodge pickup. That's a monster there. My phone's getting heavy. Kind of hard to hold it up here. Now this guy should get the hardcore award for having a sick Cobra in the rain. All-electric BMW. Zoom, zoom. And anyone who knows me, coming up is the Swept Charger. Not Swept Charger, Swept Line. Swept Line, it'll have to. Look at that big monster car. Poor guy in the truck. Just want to drive down the road. There's a pretty big gap, so pause that for a little longer. He's leaving. Bye. Bye, coolest thing ever. So funny. So we are sitting here. I think the gentleman sitting next to me is asleep in his truck. We're waiting to get out of the parking lot, and I think I am the caboose on this journey. So I'm going to be here a minute. Well, the good news is the rain has lightened up and turning into a lot nicer drive. The bad news is got stuck in some traffic and some interchanges, and I am way behind the entire group. I was kind of leading up the back of the pack, and now the entire pack is way up there, and I can't even see a shiny car in front of me. I'm just in normal everyday traffic. So, keep in Well, everyone made it. That's the good part. Was it stop 3? Stop 3. Then we have cars way down over here. There'll be Tim over there. And it's like the Belvedere has another group of people around it again. What? What?
I brought some.
There. They've got parking all the way down in there. So, pretty good little turnout. And I think as the clouds are breaking, we're getting even more cars showing up. And nice part about car shows, anyone and everyone can have their personalities, like personalized license plates, and well, you know, funny states. Uh-oh, little vicey grip. The sun's starting to come out a little bit. At least we're getting some blue sky. Nice little country drive. See if we have any kind of view over this here hill. I'm in a Camaro sandwich at the moment. Got a Camaro there and a Camaro in there. Here's a little weird transition. An explanation. The cruise went to another park, a couple other locations. We had a barbecue. My brother put on a bunch of food. He had a live band. I took some other video that never loaded. I also took my drone, flew my drone around and tried to get video and footage of every place we stopped. And I'm pretty much an idiot and it didn't save or didn't load. So there's a pretty big gap from cruising down the road to us getting home. That's where I'm at. That's where it goes. Sorry for that. Well, here's a wrap to that video. And apologize. I really didn't take any video coming home. I just piled some things together. We tried taking footage throughout the day. Saturday, the actual car cruise, that entire event my brother put on. And his first time he did that, so shout out to him. It was a pretty good success for having a rainy day Saturday that started off in the rain. Still had a lot of cars show up. A lot of fun, a lot of cars, a lot of people liked it. And previous videos of doing stuff, like I said, this is kind of what we had. So we took the white beast over there. I just got done kind of rinsing it off. This is actually Monday, the day after we came back. Just rinsed that down, got the road grime thrown off that, the little bit of stuff from the truck thrown on the car, plus driving this in the rain. This was a little just schmutzy, so I just did a quick bucket wash and cleaned up this girl, and we'll put it in. Previous video, I just showed the new decals and the touch-ups on the front on this, and it was just a quickie throw together and put in. Want to more kind of explain some of that, what we have going on the car. You know, the original Sox and Martin car, which actually we can do this and show it for what needs to be shown. Here's the original 70s swept line, so that truck pull on it. And here is the actual car. So that's why the decals are the way they are. That's why this car is this car. So we'll kind of go through this with some detail here. This car was called Paper Tiger 2. They actually had, I think, 3 of the 65 Belvederes, but I could completely be wrong. But as far as decals that are on this, you know, you got your driver's name. He had his sponsorship and the city it was in. Sox and Martin Racing, the mechanic. Headers, because the headers are on the motor and, you know, that kind of thing. So we tried to really be right on the same with this. So same hood scoop, Sox and Martin Racing, Now mechanic Doug Lane. That is my father. My father was a heavy-duty diesel mechanic. We were raised by him. If it wasn't for him breaking his knuckles and bending wrenches every day, I wouldn't have had any food on my plate. So shout out to my father. That's why we put his name as the mechanic. Did he build this car? Did he have anything to do with this car? No. He passed away in 2003 in a tragic car accident with my mother. He would have absolutely loved this car. So that's why mechanic Doug Lane on there. The Valvoline sticker, I used a special soap on this that actually dissolved it. So I have a new Valvoline sticker, which is the same Valvoline racing sticker right there. So I just ordered a new one. Headers by Doug have nothing to do with Doug Lane as my father. That's actually manufacturer of the actual headers. So that's the same. That's the same. Then basically just making it unique to us, the Northern Heating, one of the companies that we run, and Great Falls here, you know, that direction, myself as driver, and fastest heating company in town. That's just kind of a kick out to the heating there. Plymouth is the same, and the Plymouth here. They've got Hemi powered up in here. One of the other cars like this had a racing decal of like one of the racing tracks on the very back corner. And I just put a little shout to my mother also because she was also killed in that car accident. So more personalized and keeping it personalized for me. Back in the racing, I have my kids' names as my pit crew. And because race car, because it is a race car. And then have my children on. So Miss Britt and Miss Andrea, this is basically my little family hot rod. So it's made for the family to look that, you know, to go that direction. Dennis Signs and Brandon. Brandon is his son who did all the vinyl decals and all the decals for me. They did an absolutely great name. We have my wife's name as the co-pilot on the side. But I do want to give a shout out to Brandon who did all the vinyl decals on this. He did a great thing. But then the very, very simple pinstriping that we have back here by Dennis. And this actually means a very great deal to me. Dennis is a good friend of mine who's been doing all the pinstriping to all my vehicles. And he's been doing them for a long time. He's getting up there in age and he's having some health issues right now where he cannot basically even stand up well without assistance. If you notice, I have my hands in the camera. I always have a pretty bad shake. I've always been inspired by guys that could actually draw a straight line. I cannot draw a straight line with my finger or a pencil. So for someone to take a brush and brush a perfectly straight line on something, I've always thought was a great task. And back in the day, Dennis could put his brush at the front headlight and run without tape, without a marker, and have a perfectly straight pinstripe all the way across the vehicle. You wouldn't see one spot where the brush would come on and off the vehicle. Absolutely immaculate pinstriper. I would have put him up against anyone in the United States back in the day. The artwork of hand pinstriping and hand laying out is amazing. So it took him a lot to be able to do this. And for him to be in the age that he is at right now, and his hands are shaking, he's on a walker, and his shakes are quite bad. I don't want to get into his health issues, but I very much appreciate that. I will cherish it forever. He's also the one that's always done all my signs. He's always hand pinstriped all my little showboard signs. All the pinstriping on that car have been done. I've had him pinstripe stuff where I've wanted him to clear over the top of it. And heck, you come back in here, get into more of my mess. Stuff like this thing sitting out here in the dust and dirt. Get in close and you see these pinstripes. This is under the clear, which a lot of pinstripers don't like to put under clear because when you clear it, the clear actually activates on the pinstriping paint, and so they have to put a hardener in there to be able to pinstripe it. But you run your finger across this, there's no bump or edge. There's so much clear on this that's been cut and buffed out that his pinstriping will live forever in all my vehicles. And he's pinstriped everything through this, all the green around through all the little fine lines. He was an amazing, or is an amazing pinstriper. It's just his health concerns are catching up to him. He also did this little red pinstripe on this truck. So very much appreciate all the work that Dennis has done. He's one of the best, and I love him to death for doing the work that he did on this. But basically, that's our trip. We left out of here and drove out to the Spokane area, did the little car rally, and had a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun pulling this on the trailer with the flags on the back. Got a lot of attention. So that was the 65 going to Washington. Hope you guys enjoy it. This video is kind of a weird one, but it's just kind of thrown together. And have a great one. Talk at y'all later.